Anyways, thank you for joining my channel again. Here's some Pokemon Go news. I know I promised I was going to film this at a different location, but it's getting kind of dark. So I decided to film this here in my studio and give you an update. Now, I won't rehash all the main details of what's going on with PvP, because you've probably been inundated with all of the other Pokemon Go YouTubers and Pokemon Go Hub news. I will give you a skinny for those that may not use those sites, but I will mention this, that they found some interesting video leaks from the next teaser for PvP. They show 4 unreleased Pokemon: Garchomp, Regigigas, Heatran, and Smeargle. And plus, in PvP, you can actually battle against the three team trainers. So even if you're not wanting to compete against other people, you can get daily rewards just by battling them and getting more familiar with it and getting used to it. Maybe you'll feel confident, like, well, you know, this isn't so bad. This is kind of fun. Maybe I'll find a friend just to like a healthy competition. Remember, it doesn't have to be a knuckle down brawl of like, you know, I hate your guts, I'm going to destroy you kind of thing. There'll be plenty of that. But they'll be like, well, let's just do it. Like, okay, and you both get rewards. And you can even, I'm not going to say this because it reduces competition. You could choose who, like, maybe he's like, well, you'll win one day and the other person wins the other day, and you just do back and forth. But that's something more for, like, you know, if you're battling like a spouse or, you know, best friend or a roommate or someone like that, you don't really play the battle for the sake of winning. I mean, you gotta get bragging rights, but I would choose strongly against competing against your spouse or boyfriend, girlfriend, or your roommate and gloating like, oh, I'm going to beat you, because that can cause social issues. That aside, that's a little more like more of a relaxed kind of battle versus meeting someone in the wild. That being said, trainer tips, Nick. 1 week after PvP is out, not right when, because you'll be vulnerable when PvP comes up, because you're going to be getting used to the game, how it's played. You won't be able to get familiar with. You won't be solid enough to be able to battle without learning all the minute details of how it's played. So you may mess up, and someone who can steamroll you will be given a chance. But I'll wait until you're comfortable. Then I challenge you to PvP, Nick. And there'll be like a prize. It'll be something that's YouTube related. Okay, like if I win, I don't know, something that you'll help benefit my YouTube. And if you win, I'll do something that helps benefit you. I know it's more of a one-sided deal because you're a lot bigger. But it'll be something fun, but it'll be a challenge, and I challenge you. And my guess is your top 3 will be Sandshrew, Rayquaza, and Snorlax. Or you may throw in Mewtwo, but that might be too obvious. Mine would be Gardevoir, Gyarados, and Metagross, or maybe Dragonite, which would be a surprise. But those would be the ones I would pick. But it depends on what you throw out. That's just a complete. I mean, it could be. You could be like doing like all electric types, you know, or whatever it is, like, or, you know, or all rock types. Who knows? But it'd be fun. It'd be fun. On to other news. And in case you don't have the skinny of what's actually going on, and you may be just coming back to the game and just came across my channel by accident or by choice as well. I haven't really done much Pokemon, but let me see what this PvP is about. Okay, you have 3 challenge options. You can battle against a trainer for practice, or that could be a daily thing. You could train someone that's nearby, all levels. So you could be walking around and say, hey, you play? Yeah, you want to battle? Like, sure. And there you go. Or you can battle a ultra best friend from anywhere around the world. So if you have a buddy that's you're close to, but let's say they go to Japan, and you could do like this collaborative YouTube thing where you actually do a live stream. This is probably what's going to happen. I'll do it too. But let's say Nick, just say for sake of argument, let's say Nick's over in Japan, and we're ultra friends, and I'm here back in Virginia, and say, hey, do you want to battle, do a live stream? Like, sure. So we both have our videos up, and we could do a live with our screen, you know, both showing the same view, and that way we'll see the battle, and then we could do like verbal commentaries, like, hey, how you doing, blah blah. Hey, look, I can't believe you used that. You use your shield now. That's foolish. You know, that kind of thing. That would be perfect, and you could do that all around the world. Then there's the battle leagues, the Great Leagues, the Ultra Leagues, and the Master League, like the Great Ultra Master Ball. Basically, Great League is 1,500 or under, Ultra League is 2,500 or under, and Master League is all CP level. Now, the Master League, I would call that more the 3,000 and up CP levels, because that's pretty much what everyone's going to be going to. So it'll be 3,000, 4,000, and with the RCs and such, potentially 5,000. Then you have options for, you basically you'll have 3 party members that you choose from, so choose wisely. And then the second charge move with you unlock with Stardust and Candy. So hopefully you have plenty of candies. There's a lot of people talk about Stardust, and you need a lot of Stardust. But remember, be careful with your candy. Now, I would suggest if you really like a certain team, have one of your team members be a buddy, so you always get additional candy. So if you want to do this charge move thing, you can knock it out. Now, I did I will refer back to this because I did see some APK mine for the latest update, but I'll get to that in a second. Because right now Ditto and Shed Ninja is unavailable. Now what that tells me is right now Ditto is unimpressive in gyms and such, either being on your team or anything like that. And Shed Ninja is pretty much useless in the sense of the metagame and just being able to play. But the reason why they may have, and some people said, oh, just because Shed Ninja is just so small that they're not going to bother having them. Like, no, I don't think that's why they're not allowing it. I think the reason why they're not allowing Ditto and Shed Ninja is not because of now, but because they're going to be updating the game so that Shed Ninja could do what it's supposed to do based on the regular Pokemon games. That's very promising. That means they're going to take into play the actual game style of future generations and how each character in each Pokemon has their special ability of like being on like a one-hit wonder kind of thing, or a 1 HP knockout, whatever it is that particular Pokemon can do. They're considering that, and I'll get into it a little bit further when some of the APK mine is very promising about that. Then you have the battles. You have the first move, supercharge moves, and you have your shield. Typically you tap to charge up, and then you could release it or not, depending on what you want to do. And of course, if you unlock, you have a second charge move, so you can battle against weaknesses. And your protect shield, 2 per session, PvP session. So choose wisely. And of course, you'll get rewards for winning. You get rewards for losing. Probably you'll get more for winning, obviously, in this circumstance. But at least it'll be something for everybody. And you won't be able to use potions or revives or anything like that yet. Now everyone's saying that you won't be able to use revives or potions or any other items, but I'm gonna say yet, just because of what I mentioned with Shed Ninja. I have a feeling that they just locked it right now, but I have a feeling you're gonna be able to use everything soon, including things that we haven't seen yet. Now back to other things I found in the APK. Oh, by the way, there's also a Tototori prefecture event in Japan, shiny Sandshrew. Haven't seen anywhere else. But Nick, I know that's your favorite. You'll probably find some of your buddies in Japan to be able to trade with you. So I don't think you're going to be too much of a loss there, unless you go to Japan soon for this. But it's over later in December. Some sprites have been leaked in the APK. Typically Tangrowth, Yanmega, Bonsly, and Krogunk. So that could be a potential release, Gen 4 evolution release that's coming out soon. They'll probably drop that maybe in a week or so. So they may drop those within a week or so, maybe a little further. Again, the sprites have been updated for Tangrowth, Yanmega, Bonsly, and Krogunk. So they may be released relatively soon. Now there's some speculation that Delibird is going to come back in 2018 for Christmas. I tend to agree with that. They're probably going to have like a few days. It's probably going to be one of those things where it's going to be out for a few days. Then you'll be able to catch them. For one, for those that don't have it, and 2, for the timestamp, because as every year progresses, older ones become luckier and luckier, etc. So if you didn't get a Delibird last year, you'll be able to get a chance this year. I'd say a high probability of that. But the big thing with the latest ABK, some of the code has been updated and changed. But specifically what we've seen is some of the title of the code. Now, I don't know about you, but usually when you title a code, it's pretty significant that whatever labels they have is telling. And specifically, what I've seen from this is buff underscore attack, buff underscore defense, debuff underscore attack, debuff underscore defense, emerald buff, and emerald debuff. That's huge. That, to me, that tells me that it's no longer just going to be about attack and defense, having defense automatic, like something attacks based on your defense algorithm, how much damage you take. Buff and debuff, to me, says that I can use an item that will debuff the attacker or buff my own attack, buff my defense, and debuff their offense, like the regular Pokemon games. So this is huge. That means that they are really trying to cater this to tweak it more and more like the original Pokemon game. And they even have like a Pokemon buff FX, Pokemon debuff FX. That basically tells me that that's going to be the label that refers to the actual effect graphics that will happen when you actually do a buff. So you click buff and suddenly you get this nice little flash that says you're now buff, and that's going to be that code. And there's debuff level 1, debuff level 2, debuff level 3. So that to me, that's stacking. So like you say you throw a debuff, like let's say you debuff attack. Well, then let's say it goes down by 2%. Then you debuff again, that's another 2%. You debuff again, let's say that's a 10%. So you use 3 moves to debuff attack to the point where it's like 12 or 20%, which in Pokemon, in the Pokemon proper games, you can stack debuffs and buffs. You can do that in this game soon. Now, I'm not saying that it's out yet. This is just saying that these are code references that are in the new APK. By the way, this is all on the 0.131.1 PvP APK that's out there. Now, they also have newer move sounds as well. And for some reason, some of the textures have been changed. And I think that's to add various effects for different like charges and such, and different like motions and various newer moves that might be added to the game. Also, there have been some pictures of potential backgrounds. So kind of like in Smash Brothers, you'll have different backgrounds potentially, I guess. I'm not sure if it's going to be something that you choose or it's going to be something that's randomized. But the fact that those assets exist in the game is promising. So there we have it. That's all I have to say about that. Hopefully this is going to be exciting. There's going to be a lot of exciting stuff. And I will get into my top 5s in another video. Typically I'm going to do my top 5 Pokemon of all time, just my favorites. And my top 5, or I'll say top 6 attackers, just because you want to have a first team of 3 and a backup team of 3, top 6 defenders, and maybe top 6 well-rounded team. And I'm not going to choose them based on statistical analysis of what the best, for instance, Blissey, Metagross, defender, attacker, because that's just something that's numerically accurate. I'll choose what I want to pick based by what I enjoy of the game. I will be a casual PvPer. I'm not going to be like all gung-ho about it. But it's going to be my personal picks and why I like them. That'll be in a future video. Anyways, take care, have fun, catch them all, run out there and go. Catch you guys later. Peace out. Oh, real quick, just the latest news. From Friday, December 14th to December 17th, I'm probably not going to participate this much. But legendary Pokemon Lugia and Ho-Oh will be rejoining Battle Raids. So if you haven't got any Lugia or Ho-Ohs, this is your time to go out there and get them into this weekend. It's going to be for a few days. And if you're lucky, it's going to be the shiny version is going to be available. So shiny Lugia, shiny Ho, and regular Lugia, and regular Ho with the other raid availabilities right now. So that's coming out this weekend. Go out there and catch some. I could probably use another Lugia too, because I haven't gotten too many of those. Maybe a few Ho's, but the chances of me getting them are small because of what I'm doing this weekend. Anyways, I'm going to add that to the video. Thank you for joining me. Catch you later. Bye.